Hey traders, this week isn't about predicting the Fed or chasing noise. It's about reading the tape on how risk on the VIX is being priced. We have got futures expiry, the OPEX, and the FOMC all colliding in the same window. And not to forget, on Friday we had FX majors contract rollover. And if history is any guide, impatient traders will be wiped out before the real move even starts. Now, in this video, I'll break down exactly how I'm playing the third week protocol, the assets where COT positioning gives us the edge, and why silver and crypto may lead the chart in Q4. Stay locked in because in weeks like this, patience isn't just a virtue, it's an alpha. Today, we'll start with Bitcoin and we'll try to reassess again if there's been any change to what we were expecting. So, last week, we made mention of the fact that because we had very extreme level of open interest, we should see outperformance in altcoins versus Bitcoin. You can check out my previous newsletter and you'd find the information there. In this week, we can see that open interest continues to be suppressed, and this is a bullish tilt in price as far as the open interest has not reached the 30,000 level that we have highlighted. We should continue to see price appreciate. And we just had our week one out of the 2 week window we made last week. Week one has just passed. We are going to week two now, and we still expect more bullish explosion in price as far as the open interest does not exceed 30K. Now, on Bitcoin last week alone, we had 4% increase, Ethereum about 7.89%, and Solana roughly 17%. I believe right now on the open 24-hour market, it's over 20% plus now, but I just use the CME features um, because every gap on the CME has to be filled. So it doesn't matter where the real cash goes to, it will come back to rebalance. Now, let's be clear. The numbers here are just conservative numbers. Now, we're in week two and we are trying to see how price should behave moving forward from here, just to show us a little bit of the chart on what actually happened last week. So we were calling for continuation of the explosion in price. Upon Tuesday close, we want to see more and more agreement as to more upside price action. And upon Monday close, it closed above all the previous levels here. This was already a confirmation that we are continuing to see higher prices. And that was exactly what we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And right now in the cash market, it's already way higher than this. And this is a very simple thing, right? This is just a classic setup of what we were wanting to see last week, and we got exactly that. So this is the 7-day percentage return as at when I'm publishing this video, and we can see that Bitcoin has 4.67, 4.76 rather, and also we have 22% on Solana. We can see 33% on Deutsche. Sui has 12%. My point is this: markets are rallying higher, and for the week ahead, this week too, I think the main alpha here lies in looking for coins that outperform Solana. If you look for the coins that are outperforming Solana, you are well positioned into more explosion in price. Or just stick with your altcoins. Pick one among the top 100 that has a good story, good fundamentals, and you trust the project, and you should be able to get good returns out of that. And we remain to see how price continues into discovery. And moving on, I wanted to make an observation regarding what I see in the VIX. Now, for the VIX, we can see that we had a decline in the net positioning, which is not what we wanted to actually see. But this is what's happening because of the contract expiry that we had on the 10th of September. So this is the classic hedging program. You can see in the 19th of August, you can see that we had 105 here, and you can see the extreme levels between the commercials long and their short. So that just to show you hedging activity. So we've seen the same thing to here, and we expect to see the real intent starting from next week and how the net positioning evolves from there. That's going to be released on the 19th of September while we wait for that to be released. The chart also, if you look at the VIX chart, I have highlighted here the opening of the new contract, and I expect that by Wednesday, the FOMC, we should clear the high. At least we should retest the open of this new contract, and that should give us a good opportunity to continue to continue higher in the market. So we need to sweep that high one more time, and that will be the backdrop for market to continue dumping lower. So all eyes on that and see how the risks are being measured. Apart from the VIX now, let's go into NQ. NQ last week had an interesting one. Yes, we ended the week bullish. Everything kept playing on higher in the backdrop of what PPI and CPI did. But I think the winner last week actually has to do with the Russell and YM because they are more rate sensitive, and this is what we've got for that day of CPI. The Russell and YM reacted better, but in terms of net positive flows, NQ was the better pair to be in, and upon Tuesday close here, it was a bullish case to just hold into that new week, and we cleared out this high here. All right, so that's for NQ. And the key that we're watching next week now is the fact that we have a contract expiry. We want that contract expiry to come in loaded, and then the real move should begin post FOMC. So on Thursday, on Friday, we should see the real move in the market, and we anticipate for that to be a slow grind higher, because of the fact that we expect that the VIX should continue to be compressed. As far as the compression of the VIX continues, this should support price higher. But if we should have a very strong VIX close above this kind of level, let's say Wednesday 20th level, then all better off. The market is going to tank, and we don't want to see reactions like that to remain bullish. No, any kind of close above the 20th of August on the day of FOMC, the market is gonna tank. There's no way around that. I don't see reason why the market should have any surprises in the FOMC meeting. So that shouldn't be a concern for now. For the dollar we've had a very interesting range scenario, but with a bearish tilt. And this bearish tilt always come into play upon the Tuesday close. So you can see here, upon Tuesday close here, on Wednesday, on Thursday, all of these were leaning bearish. This was due to PPI surprise that was bearish. The CPI also too that came. I think the market actually focused more on the jobless claim, which was very, very negative, and that sparked the move lower. And we continue to make the case that if the bullish positioning by the commercial should actually be the real intent, we don't want the low of 24th of August to be taken out. If they maintain this low, then we continue to pay attention to the bullish positioning here. If they take out this low, then we're all better off. The dollar is going to continue to tank, and we have to give up on these bullish tissues. And we want to also see what the recent contract rollover looks like in the positioning, because at the moment right now we can see that there's a hedging activity going on here for the new contract, where the non-commercials have increased their short and also increase their loss at the same time too. So these are all hedging into the FOMC event, and true intent will be from next week Friday. We can also see the open interest spike to the highest. This is all showing that there is indeed hedging activity going on, increased hedging activity going on. One more other thing that we find interesting in the forex pair too has to do with the fact that we had some very high open gap. So in the yen, we had this high amount of gap opening, and we suspect that this has to be filled, at least 50% of the gap, or this week over here. Uh, the euro also showed us that kind of gap too as well. Would this be filled or not? We anticipate that they should be filled before the real move begin. Nothing can be seen here on GBP, right? And I think in the Swiss franc. So the Swiss franc too also to have had a high gap opening too. So we want to see how this gap gets filled up before the real move begin, which is likely going to be, from what I can see on the chart here, this is all bearish the dollar at the moment, but I still want to see the real intent from the position before I switch my buyers. And so that's going to be for the forex pair. Let's see how they fill up this gap is also going to give bullish support for the dollar within this range. And this range, the high has been from 22nd of August to this low here. So let's see how the market continues to play this. We've spoken about Bitcoin. Next is going to be the GBP pairs. Now we have a very interesting case to be bullish the GBP pairs, because we have been noting since the 5th of August about the interest by the commercials to belong GBP. Now we can see a very high amount of short being added to the GBP. This is just a hedging activity, like we said again, due to the fact of the contract rollover. Since they are hedging, we don't know their true intent until after the FOMC meeting, and also we have the Bank of England rate decisions to as well. So all of these are going to be evident in what is to come after the rate decision. Now, the pairs of interest has to do with GBP card. I like GBP card because of the very bearish fundamentals that we have on the Canada, which has to do with the fact of the unemployment numbers that came out, I think 2 weeks ago, and was very, very bad. And also, they had an uptick in unemployment, and there's also going to be a rate cut there. So this would weaken the card. However, in the British pound, we are having rates. They would have to hold the rate there, and they'll be hawkish too. So that should give us a bullish turnout in terms of GBP versus the Canadian dollar. In terms of the chart, how do I want to see that? I think all of this should be faded lower into this level here, the 8th of September, and that should be a good area to be long for explosive results. We have very high levels here. If the British pound continues to be strong, which we anticipate that should be the case, we continue to watch for that. So GBP card on my watch list. Now for the Euro GBP, I find this to be interesting too as well. Um, there's a huge gap here, and I would want to see how that should be filled up, right? So I want to see how that will be filled up. I want to see how that will be filled up. But the real move, I think, Euro GBP card is the better pair to play this. Lastly, it's going to be for silver, and for silver, we we have a very good story for silver. One, it has to do with the cut data. We have a suppressed amount of open interest or decreased amount of open interest, which is also a bullish tilt for silver. We also have the rate cut coming in, and we have temporary underperformance of silver against the gold. Gold has already reached its two standard deviation, and we expect to see that silver should catch up on that trade. Should we get it flush out of this equal lows here, that is actually enough for us to see the 4 points, the 44 point mark and the 44.5 mark. So I want to see those levels met as a continuation of the flow in positioning, because they've closed out their on the contract rollover. We can see a moderate long by the non-commercials. They've closed out their short the non-commercials, and all of this just suggests higher prices, just as a backdrop of what is going on fundamentally with the rate cut to Australia, which is supportive for the metals too. Gold should rally on that, silver should rally on that, much so silver than gold. If we take a look at the gold silver ratio, last week we came one more time to this fair value gap here, and the market rolled over. And this was what precipitated the rally we saw in silver versus gold on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We want a retracement back up, but still a continuation of the fall in the gold silver ratio that's going to support price. And I think I already see a good level here. This is going to be a good level here, the week of this. But again, that remains to be the interest in the market. I don't want to mark more levels, but I think I like this level here actually. I like this level here. The week of this, yes, this is a good draw on price. This is a good draw on price. So this should draw price lower into that week, and when that happens, then that will be supportive of silver prices going higher compared to gold, just to outperform gold too. And I think this comes to an end of how we see the gold and silver pairs playing out. We've outlined what we're expecting in crypto. Just keep holding for another one more week and see how that plays out. GBP card is going to be the preferred FX pair, and the dollar, wait for rate cut, wait for the rate cut, and that should weaken the dollar, and that should support every other forex majors, right? So that's how we're seeing it. Most importantly, eyes on the VIX, eyes on how the VIX closes on Wednesday, and we want to see suggestions of the VIX to roll over. And that's it for this week's COT Outlook. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe. Drop a comment if you're watching any of the setups too. If you want to dive deeper, the full write-up is in my Substack. Link in the description. Thank you.